13, staring in the mirror. You still look so innocent, but that was all gone yesterday.
Lindsay, it's so great to speak with you. And, you know, it's funny because when I knew I had this interview coming up, of course, the first thing I thought about was the first time you and I met, which was at Boots and Hearts several years ago. You put on such an amazing performance. Things are changing because last week would have been Boots and Hearts and we would have been talking there. It's not. Different world. How are you holding up throughout all this?
You know, quarantine has definitely been a whole new experience. I feel like a lot of our worlds have flipped 180 degrees. And I mean, I'm used to being on the road 280 days a year. So this is completely opposite to what I'm used to. But I honestly do think that we are going to come out of 2020 as stronger humans and, you know, having more insight into our lives and our jobs, how to do our jobs more efficiently, maybe areas that we weren't focusing on that we should be focusing on more, maybe spending more time with our loved ones and our family and having deeper conversations with our friends. And so it has been a weird year for sure, but I am grateful for it, you know, and the insight we're going to get from having to slow down a little bit.
You know what we're also grateful is artists like yourself still releasing music throughout this tough time. Congratulations on this new album, but also strong topics that you're talking about this. Can you please talk a little bit about it too, please? Because this is something that is really eye-opening.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to be able to release art. I think right now art more than anything can be consumed and appreciated and maybe is needed now more than ever. I wrote a record that has been really personal to me and my process over the past 3 years of me just kind of deep diving into figuring out who I am and learning how to love myself deeper. I wrote a record around the 7 stages of grief, which is just one way of articulating that process. And wanted to write it in order, you know, from track 1 to track 12, you can hear me slowly unravel through all of the tracks from a place of shock to denial to anger to ending in the last track of acceptance. And in the feeling of acceptance, I think is the perspective where you accept everything that's ever happened to you in your life, including things that happened to us as children.
I was going to say, how tough was it for you to put these feelings into words, and also knowing, too, that you have an audience that is seeing the stage you, and now, and it's not that there's a big difference, but the difference is, though, now you've opened up another side to who you are. How tough was it to put it lyrically for us to truly understand your journey?
As a songwriter, you know, I think that's our job, is to lyrically put together feelings in songs so that people can feel what we're going through. I think that music is the universal language to bring us together for that reason. You know, it has that powerful connectivity to transcend past demographics and locations and language barriers. And I think that the way a song does that is by being so honest. And so,
sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what did you personally get from releasing this album? Of course, we get, like I said, another side to you. We get great music. But for you personally, what did you get from releasing this album?
You know, I've gotten a lot. I mean, the album is just my musical diary. Really, I've been doing the work, like the hard work over the past 3 years, going through the tunnel, coming out the other side as somebody who's finally ready to take control of their life. And so the album is just sort of a snapshot documentation of what I've actually been doing. But what I've actually been doing is the hard work. And I feel like a complete whole different person than I was 3 years ago. I feel like also through writing the song Make You about my story as a little girl, it has given me validation that I have been searching for a long time. And I didn't know that coming out and talking about my story as a survivor would be as important as it has been, not only to stand up for other survivors and let them know they're not alone, not only to launch a foundation and be able to put my money where my mouth is and truly make lasting change in this world, but to hold the hand of my 13-year-old self and my 21-year-old self and say, it's going to be okay. I see you. You didn't do anything wrong. You're a part of me, and we're going to walk this journey together. That has been life-changing, like life-changing.
You're broken past the point of what a broken heart can take. The cracks will heal, but you'll always feel the break. And that's what's gonna make you.
We're all going through a journey right now together during this COVID-19, but what feedback have you got back from folks who have gone through those emotional traumas?
It's been incredible watching the response to releasing Make You and that song. I mean, I read my DMs, and I have thousands of DMs from fans just telling me how important that song is to them, and a lot of survivors reaching out, sharing their stories with me, some of them saying this is the first time I've ever told somebody. And so I do not take any of those things lightly at all. And I know that if I can be even a tiny part of someone's healing process and help them find resources faster, or find a deeper level of healing faster, or help them find the courage to go talk to somebody that they love about what happened to them, then I'll know I'm doing my job.
As we wrap this up, what advice can you give folks who not only going through this tough time because, COVID-19, we're dealing with racism being spoken up in front in such a different dialogue. People arguing about wearing masks, not wearing masks, and then your stories also. What advice can you give folks to hopefully, whatever dark times they're going through, to get to the good times and the light?
I feel that we all go through moments in our lives that are difficult and challenging, and it's the reason why I also wrote the song Make You, because one of my favorite lyrics in that song is, it's the things that bend and stain and break you, that's what's going to make you. And I feel like regardless of what trauma we experience, if it's trauma to us, then it's trauma. And it's not about comparing, someone's trauma to somebody else's trauma. But if it is heavy to you, then it matters. And it matters to take a deep dive into and really understand how that has changed you, how that has shaped you, what you can learn from it. And those are the things and the tools that we carry with us, and we can make it fuel to our fire compared to heavy baggage that we have to carry.
Amen to that. I'm going to wrap up our interview. Before we go, social media, place to go. Where do we go to follow you?
Yeah, I am a huge social media fanatic. I'm on pretty much everywhere you look, just Lindsay Ell, so LindsayEll, on Instagram, TikTok, all of the things.
Thank you so much for the interview. You are an amazing woman and an amazing artist. And what a way to represent the red and white, of course, with country music. I'm so looking to the fact that one of these days, hopefully soon, we can do another interview, but it will be in person, and I can give you a big hug, too.
Perfect. Yeah, I would so love that. That would be amazing.
Thanks so much, and like I said, looking forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much, Rudy.
That's what's gonna make